Hello everybody and a very warm welcome. We're in the southeast of China in the Cup-CHN Sports Centre, as you can see here in Cup-CHN. It's day 6 of the Total BWF Thomas and Uber Cup Finals 2016 and it's semi-finals day. Start of the week with 21 nations from all 4 corners of the world gathering for one of badminton's most prestigious events, this World Team Championships for men and women. We're not too far from Shanghai. We're now down to the semi-final stage. You can see the first 4 days. We had the group matches yesterday, those thrilling quarter-finals. At stake for today's nations, a place in the Uber Cup final, which is tomorrow, and then the Thomas Cup final, which is on Sunday. So this is the action that we'll be watching on court 1 today. In a moment, the Uber Cup clash between the defending champions China, who take on India, and tonight it's the Thomas Cup semi-final action with Denmark meeting Malaysia. Well, China, as you can see, 13 Uber Cup titles already. The defending champions looking pretty formidable so far. No real apparent weaknesses there to their squad, led by the Olympic champions in both the women's singles from Xuerui and in the doubles by Tian, Qing and Zhao, Yunlei. So a tough task ahead for India, looking to repeat their heroics on home soil in 2015 by making the semi-final. Second time they've done that. Used the same players every day in the group stages. Saina, Nehwal beaten yesterday. Jwala, Gutta and Xuerui. You saw there the top doubles pairing. Not together today. They have been split. And here is the order of play, how they'll line up. And because of PV Sindhu's involvement in the doubles, there'll be 2 women's singles matches up first. China, of course, favourites, but both Saina, Nehwal and the aforementioned Sindhu have had success against their Chinese opponents in the past. As I mentioned, Gutta and Ponapa split. Gutta's out with Nelakurihi today, while Ponapa partners Sindhu. And Reddy, yesterday's hero for India, takes on world number 6 Wang in that fourth match, I should say, if required. So the technical officials are making their way out of court. Time for me to say a very good afternoon to Oliver Layden Davis. Ollie, China here are huge favourites. Is there any chance of an upset? Can India make their first Uber Cup final?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's a long shot for India this afternoon, but I think the key for them is going to lie in these first 2 ladies singles matches. If Saina can get one over on Xuerui, she has done in the past, not since 2012. But for India to have any chance at all of toppling, I guess, the mighty Chinese, that's going to be exactly where it needs to happen for them.
What do you make of the splitting of the main women's doubles pair then for India?
I think it's, to be fair, their hand was forced a little bit. It was the only chance they have to pick up one of the ladies' doubles, to put Ponapa in the second one. Qing and Zhao Yunlei are just too good and too strong in the first, I think, for Gutta and her usual partner in Ponapa.
Well, the Cup-CHN Sports Arena just filling up. It's plenty of seats still around. Not too sure that many people would have thought China maybe would have been in action this afternoon instead of tonight. But, you know, for Chinese success now at these 2016 Thomas and Uber Cup finals, it's all down to the ladies. Because, of course, big surprise last night with the men beaten by Korea. Can India follow in those Korean footsteps? It is a big task ahead of them, but as Ollie was just saying, first thing they've got to do here, if they are going to cause that, and you can see the Uber Cup there and the Thomas Cup are in the background, is she needs to cause an upset here against the Olympic champion and world number 3, Xuerui. Already a legend of badminton, whereas of course Saina Nehwal is a huge star back home in India. Sven Sver is our umpire here in the preliminaries. Toss for the coin. Xuerui deciding to serve. Well, we were watching yesterday's match between India and Thailand. This time yesterday, and Saina Nehwal was first out. I have to say it was a disappointing match from her perspective. She couldn't get really going. She's going to have to be at her best here against Xuerui, who has not dropped a game yet. 3 wins out of 3. Maybe a surprise opponent for her yesterday against Ying of Chinese Taipei. She won 21-14, 21-17. It's been a good 2016. When's it been a bad year, really, for Li Xuerui? Won her first event of the year, ranked number 3 in the row now. Yeah, of course, she has been number 1 on a few occasions, last time back in June. She also won the China Masters. She's lost in 2 other finals. She lost to Wang Yihan, who we may see later in the Asian Badminton Championships, and she lost to Ratchanok Intanon in the final of the India Open. So this is what it's looked like so far, and you have to say, steady progress. 37 minutes. Paiyu Po yesterday kept her on court as long as anyone, but it was a comfortable win nonetheless for the reigning Olympic champion, who's won 23 titles at the age of 25. So that's the task ahead for Saina Nehwal, the 26-year-old from Hyderabad, ranked 8 in the world, of course. Like Li Xuerui, she's been at number 1, the first Indian to do that. Olympic bronze medalist, silver medalist last year in the World Championships, and she's got a good record against Chinese players. Wang Shixian, she's won 7 times against her, won 4 times against Wang Yihan, but she struggled more against her opponent today. And as you can see, yesterday, defeat against Ratchanok Intanon, sporting an otherwise 100% win ratio. And she was well beaten, as you can see, 21-12, 21-19 overall. So I mentioned the head-to-head records, and it's the worst of all records she's got against all the Chinese players, Saina Nehwal. She's only won twice, and she's lost the last 7 meetings, as you can see, most recently at home in April at the Indian Open. Went to 3 games, 21-19 in the third. Saina's last win, Ollie mentioned it earlier, just before the Olympics, actually back in June 2012 at the Indonesia Open. So there's a lot here for Saina Nehwal to break through if she is going to get this winning start for India.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that the last 7 times she's played, she has lost a couple of those. One was 22-20 in the third. The one we saw there was 21-19 in the third. So it has been close on a couple of occasions. And I think, but today in here, conditions not really suiting someone like Saina Nehwal's style. She struggled yesterday against Ratchanok. We saw, and I think with Li Xuerui's skills, she's going to struggle again today. She's not the best mover. That's probably a bit harsh, but her strength is her power, and she's been known to be undone a little bit by players who have skill and the touch, like someone like Ratchanok, and also like Li Xuerui.
Well, waiting for Sver to announce the players on court and get this Uber Cup semi-final underway.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, China, represented by Xuerui. On my left, India, represented by Saina Nehwal. China
So can anyone stop China at the Uber Cup after the defeat for their Thomas Cup men? It's a tough task ahead of India, but it's well, look at that. I mean, second shot of the day. Wakey, wakey, Hawkeye. You're in action. I mean, Uber Cup semi-final is well and truly underway. Strange to see a challenge with your first shot of the day. But that's what Saina's done here. We haven't seen a replay either yet. Are we going to see, is it in or out? It is out. It was pretty close though, to be fair. But I mean, I don't know about you.
One love. India, 1 challenge remaining. Play.
I suppose if you think it's in, then you are going to challenge. But I'm saying it just seems a little bit of waste for the first point of the day.
Yeah, there's 2 reasons. I think she genuinely thought it was in, or she wants to get a bit of a gauge on where the backline is, playing against the breeze today. Drift, I should say. It's a good way. It's quite hard to see from the other end when your shot goes to the baseline where it really does land. So now she has a bit of a feeling and the visual as well on how hard she needs to play those clears.
mentioned that the court conditions don't really suit Saina Nehwal here. Just explain what those court conditions are like then. Because you've been playing here this week for New Zealand.
Yeah, there is a drift, slight drift going from the side that Xuerui is playing on now towards Saina. So Saina in this first game is playing against it. Just makes it a little bit slower for her. She has to give some more power to her shots. She has the advantage in that when she plays to the net, the shuttle will drop faster, and therefore she can use the front court more to bring Xuerui all the way to the net and make her cover more court in that respect. But playing to the back line, the shuttle is going to be a lot slower and a little bit easier for Xuerui to intercept. So if Saina is not early on the net, that's a great shot from Xuerui, but if Saina doesn't come in early enough on the net to push to the back corners with more speed, it's going to be very difficult for her because Xuerui can just intercept quickly.
So a pretty even start. Saina, I have to say, she got in her stride pretty well yesterday against Ratchanok Intanon, but ended up losing that first game 21-12. Ratchanok, they did play really well. She'd won 3 Super Series titles in a row not long ago.
That's more the sort of rally you're going to see from Saina. From the end that she is playing from now. Working Xuerui around the back.
Yeah, good rally this one. Very early in the match. Oh, it's just wide from the... Good try. Every player from both the Uber Cup and Thomas Cup squads are situated behind court one here. 44 shots in that rally. And listen, we'll find out, won't we? But you don't want to read too much into every rally, but important for Saina, isn't it, to get off to a good start. That's long as well from Lee, just to give her a little bit of a confidence booster. Again, there's a debate over changing the shuttle. Saina wants to keep it. Sven Sver goes, okay, off you go, carry on. Xuerui obviously wanted it changed.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Xuerui having lost a couple of points.
She wants a lucky shuttle, doesn't she?
Yeah, or a break.
Of course, Xuerui lost in the World Championship final 2013, 2014, and then last year, surprisingly, knocked out in the last 16 to PV Sindhu. And that's really well placed by Saina Nehwal. Because India don't have the luxury of maybe changing things up and putting PV Sindhu out first. They need Saina. Of course, as I say, she has won on 2 occasions against Xuerui. It's been a while though, maybe 4 years now. She's playing really nicely though at the start of this match. Although she's got a problem with the necklace.
Yeah, it's a good shot. Just clever making use of the drift as well. Playing that drop shot a little bit slower. I mean, just going to stop faster and make Xuerui take an extra step to the front.
Last Uber Cup. Last Uber Cup, Xuerui won all 6 of her matches. She ended the year with a foot injury. 2 titles for her in 2015. She's had better years than that, but there's a lot of big things on offer, obviously, in 2016. It's just wide, and Saina Nehwal now won double the points of her opponent so far in the early exchanges. She's missing the margins here by just narrowly at the moment, Xuerui. There's Li Yongbo, front left of your picture there, the head of Chinese badminton. Obviously a long time head of Chinese badminton, being a part of this incredible dominance that the Chinese have had. They did lose the 2010 Uber Cup finals to Korea, and they also lost to Indonesia back in 1994, the Susi Susanti-led Indonesia. But that apart, in the Uber Cup, they just completely dominated in the modern era. Oh, well battled by Saina. In the end, she's lost the point, but that was good battling from her, wasn't it, throughout that point?
Yeah, it's a brilliant fight from Saina. Just to get this one here, did so well, but Xuerui's touch at the net is just too good.
Do you think last night's Thomas Cup defeat for the men, does that add pressure for the ladies here?
To a degree, I think. I mean, Chinese badminton in general has very high expectations, and you've mentioned the incredible success in the Uber Cup over the last 15 to 20 years. I think it probably also gives them a wake-up call and saying, hey, you know, we're good, but we're not unbeatable, and they'll be out today to make sure that it doesn't happen twice.
Because losing to Korea is a surprise in the Thomas Cup. To lose to India in the Uber Cup, now that would be one of the big surprises of Uber Cup history.
It certainly would, and I think looking at it on paper, again, there's a lot of it comes down to these first two ladies singles, but it's probably a bit tough to compare it to the Korean win last night. As great as it was, it would be a much bigger upset for India to do the same today. Oh, it's been a good start for Saina so far.
Yes, indeed. Just worried with that. I mean, bear this in mind, so far, of course, we're in the semi-final stages. Not one Chinese player yet has lost a match. They've only dropped 3 games.
There from Xuerui. Saina's been looking for this one to go cross-court. Well aware that Xuerui is attacking her forehand corner on the front more often. She's been equal to it so far, but that's left her a little bit vulnerable on the backhand side on this occasion.
Yeah, from looking like Saina was going to take a good lead. I think we wouldn't say any more than that. Good lead into the interval. Now suddenly we're at 10-0, 4 points in a row for Xuerui. That's wide though on the serve. So Saina does have the lead, although it's just a 1 point. And at the interval it is 11 points to 10.
还是喜欢所以把幅度稍微再起来一点，后面防就好一点。啊，推完之后我的中间先下来，先等他杀你，他打高球再来打都可以。
就他球比较硬过来。
就是你发高球，你感觉到他攻下来他很有威力。
对，有点禁不住，所以我就拿下。
你要相信自己，有时候啊，就是起了高球，他攻下来那拍，当然和球结合一点。他其实挺怕你那种球。 有机会的时候，他们球有时都好打，不要着急，打得果断一点就行。打连接啊，他也会犯错，重心不要失去了。
Yeah, we mentioned Saina beating her in that tournament, 2012. I think it's something like she won 30 matches in a row, Xuerui, until that defeat. And of course, she lost that and then won Olympic gold. 8 titles she won in 2012, including that. Well, it's not panic time yet for Saina Nehwal. Of course, the scoreline says 11-all, but there seems to be a step up from Xuerui here in the points before and the points since.
Yeah, it's a fine line playing the flat clears that she wants to do. I mean, this one we saw just drift long. The one before was a little bit too flat and Xuerui intercepted it. It's the right idea, especially playing against the drift, but you have to get it so precise.
Just wide again. She's now the one missing those fine lines.
13-11.
Little shake of the head. Promising position turns into a dangerous one now. Defended by Lee. Just turned up the pace there, didn't she? Just in a split, waited for the moment.
Yeah, great patience from Xuerui in that rally. Worked Saina everywhere until she got the opportunity to attack and finish the point.
And she has now won 8 of the last 9 points, Lee. She's got one back there.
12-14.
Just long.
13-14.
Yeah, good call. India with 5-0 wins over Australia and Germany. They lost 3-2 to Japan, so they were runners-up in their group, playing Thailand yesterday. Great 3-1 win. A likely story as well with the player outside the top 100 in the world. That's always going to be a winner for me. Player outside the top 100 in the world getting the winning point in Fika Reddy.
20 seconds.
Has been given out, so Xuerui wants it challenged. She thinks it was in.
Challengers all out.
Yep, I think the right call
You think?
from the line judge.
Okay. I had a sneaky it might have caught the line. It's always good when we differ.
Yeah, let's see.
Line judges normally get it right. Though. Hedging my bets now. Ah, it's well out. You win some, you lose some, as they say. So the point goes Saina Nehwal's way.
Over 14 China, one challenge remaining. Play.
Great judgment from Lee. Wasn't out by much, was it?
Yeah, we've seen a real effort from Lee Xuerui to target the front two corners of the court against Saina. Saw the previous rally playing a tight net shot to her forehand side. And now a great reverse slice cross court to her backhand. Just trying to make the most of the movement advantage that she has.
Short, easy pickings, and suddenly racing towards the line here at the end of the first game. And there's some real similarity so far, isn't there, in the way things happened yesterday against Ratchanok-Intanon for Saina Nehwal, and what's happening here.
Yeah, you certainly can't fault the fight that Saina's bringing to this first game, but Lee Xuerui is the one dictating the rallies and controlling most of the points.
More and more people coming inside the sports centre in Cup-CHN. And joining the scoreline, 19-15. It's going to be 20-15 any second. There we go. 10 points.
That's over. 20, game point, 15.
A first step to a Yuba Cup final for China. Lee Xuerui takes the opening game. As you heard there from the umpire, a pretty convincing victory. Saina Nehwal had led early on, but in the end it's Lee Xuerui who takes it 21 points to 15.
बीच में एक थोड़ा सा हाइट ऑफ रखना और अटैक जो है ना वो बहुत कम कर दिया तुमने तो मोस्टली तुम डिफेंस पे चले गए ठीक है और बीच में जैसे अटैक एक बैक पे रखा जैसे ही ओपनिंग मिले फिर अटैक पे भी जाना काउंटर अटैक पे ठीक है काउंटर अटैक भी नहीं किया लास्ट वाले पॉइंट्स में और ऑन फोर्स एरर थोड़ा सा बचो बीच में गेम इसी में निकला थोड़े से ऑन फोर्स एरर रोको है ना वो ऑन फोर्स एरर को रोको एक बीच में एक तो उसने रोक के हल्का सा ऊपर की तरफ किया करो ओपनिंग मिलती है फिर थोड़ा सा अटैक पे भी जाना अटैक कम हुआ लास्ट के टाइम पे थोड़ा सा मतलब लकी भी रहा उसको 2 नेट पॉट जो मेरा इसीलिए रैलीज में पुश करके रखना चाहिए ओके
She didn't say much in return, did she?
No. Strict instructions, I think, there from her coach. But I mean, yeah, she needs to try something that's a little bit different in this game to try and force her way back into this match that has been pretty well dominated by Lee Xuerui so far. Either that or I think her execution of the flat clears that she's been trying to use just needs to be a little bit better. It's not easy, and it's not an easy way to play by any means, but she might just need to do it in order to get some kind of dominance over Lee Xuerui in these rallies. but she has been so good at the net as well so far. Really not allowing Saina to do much from that area of the court.
Second game.
Well, tough task at the start for Saina Nehwal's just got that little bit harder, hasn't it? She can't afford those kind of areas. Give easy points to the Olympic champion. And all credit to Xuerui for the way she has played so far. And just wide with that one. And it's not that we wanted to do badly. I mean, we were obviously from a neutral perspective, we want to see a match. You know, we want to see a close fought thing. And obviously, the only way we're going to see that really, we feel, from looking at the lineups, and surprises happen. We saw that yesterday with the third. Well, that's found the corner beautifully. We saw that from the third singles, didn't we, with India winning it against Thailand yesterday. But looking at the rest of the draw, I feel that India needed to get 2 wins out of 2 from these opening 2 singles. That's in as well. Brilliant length from Lee.
3-1.
Great shot, Xuerui. Again, we've seen throughout the first game, and we're now starting into the second as well, that she's really targeted that corner of Saina to direct her attack towards.
That's over. 2-4.
In the semi-final in Delhi, very different atmosphere, of course. Indian crowd cheering them on, ultimately unsuccessfully.
Again, good net from Xuerui. With the drift behind her, it's only going to be a little bit more difficult for Saina in the second game to lift it with control on the back line.
Well, if you look at the Uber Cup, it's the same 4 nations as it was 2 years ago. Wonder if we're going to have the same final as well. Long this time. Rare error from Xuerui. Dominant, aggressive point for Saina Nehwal. And that's just long again from Lee. Well, some joy here for Saina Nehwal. 5 points in a row. Long again. That's long. She'll challenge it, but I was pretty convinced. Didn't know what you made of that.
I'll go with you this time, Henry.
Okay.
Yeah. Comfortably long. Good spot.
I think ever since I said that she got her length down beautifully, I think she's knocked about 4 or 5 long, hasn't she? Oh,
Ooh, we're both long.
Oh, that's incredible. Well, I mean, to be fair to us, we're a little further away by the line judge, but still, I mean, I was pretty convinced there. Caught a bit of an eye. A blow for Saina Nehwal. Well, you can't get your length any better than that, can you, really? Now, obviously, with a little sensing of a change in the mood of the match. Any particular reason that you can spot? Why is it just a few errors from Lee?
I think so, but I think we've got to give some credit to Saina for that. She's fighting hard as she was in the first game, but she's just stopped making those little mistakes that she was. There was, as we see, one.
It was always going to happen.
But it's amazing how that can force your opponent just to try and play a little bit tighter or a little bit closer to the line, and then they end up being the one that's making the mistakes, as I think we've seen from Lee in the first half of the second game.
And Saina Nehwal was 10-6 up in the first game, ended up losing that 21-15, so I'm sure no one's getting carried away in the Indian camp, but the way that the second game started, and 6-2 lead for the Xuerui. She's scoring well since then, Saina Nehwal. There's another point.
Brilliant anticipation from Saina Nehwal. She read that Lee Xuerui was going to play that cross-court lift just on the forehand side.
So the interval lead again for Saina Nehwal. But this time it's 11-8, and she's the one that's going into the interval with the momentum here. So some hope for India.
उसको थोड़ा सा क्रॉस मूवमेंट कराना, उससे उसका मूवमेंट और ज़्यादा वो तुम्हारी को फिर ओपनिंग मिलेगा. ओके, डिफेंसिव नहीं होना बिल्कुल भी. जैसे जैसे थक रही है और पेस को बढ़ाना.
Well, she's got some thinking to do here, Lee Xuerui. It's a tough little spell for her before the interval. In fact, the interval probably coming at a good time for her, potentially. Saina Nehwal was certainly building up some momentum.
11-8. Thanks.
gasps from the crowd. Suddenly they're getting a little concerned. Can't understand why.
Yeah, this has been a good period from Nehwal. She's certainly putting Xuerui under a lot more pressure than she was in the first game. Not allowing her to attack with the precision that she was able to.
This is the second time in the game that Saina Nehwal's gone on a 6-point-in-a-row run. She lost out yesterday, Chen won't go, but I need to cheer on Xuerui, but suddenly it's not looking so straightforward, is it? Wow, this is turning into a big surprise now. Not Saina Nehwal taking a potential game off Xuerui, but just in the manner, really.
Yeah, it's turned around completely now. During the rally, Saina's won complete control. She has lifted her speed a little bit. She's starting to put Xuerui, like I said, under some more pressure, not giving her the time that she had in the first game to play her shots, and to play as tight to the corners and the lines as she used to.
Well, she's won 15 of the last 17 points. Saina Nehwal. Xuerui gets one back there, but I mean, that's astounding against the Olympic champion. So some building to do here ahead of this potential third game now for Xuerui. Oh, great shot.
Great net on this occasion from Saina. Full credit to her for really turning this around. Another good net shot.
Oh, just long. She's thinking well, isn't she?
Yeah, she won't mind that. Comfortably long, but I couldn't see from the replay how far away Xuerui was from taking that shot. Let it drop, obviously, but she was well under pressure.
Wow, 9 game points for Saina Nehwal to try and level this match up.
28 points, 11.
they've won there.
12-20.
And there we go. That was a pretty tame effort, and maybe sums up that, well, the last 10 minutes, really. Well, the momentum firmly in the Indian camp suddenly, and it's a lot of thinking to do on this side of things, because Xuerui struggling there. Saina Nehwal takes the second game, 21-12.
对，前面上他球冲的时候，我老是想这样去打，要迎上去，脚移动迎上去啊。然后还是就是弧度，他中间一段时间他一个耐心，再一个他抓紧就是推球平了他打高一点高一点。你看就是看录像那个林丹那种推球，不是也看了吗？去感觉那种球就行。过了他基本上力打你，整个你的球就活了，好吧？现在不用想那么多，就放开去拼就行。真实状态，无论是什么样的状态，没分把自己调整好，把眼神瞪一瞪啊，狠劲儿出来，这个是最重要的。他推你正手这块有个处理啊，你后面其实这样处理还比较好，不要见到这种球就想发力，可以结合一点过渡，或者中路都可以，或者是说打地掉，高球就行。他不是他等到你出直线那个。
Singles game, similar situation, wasn't it? Really, you know, China looking good in the first match. Someone who came through, and that adds the pressure to the rest of your teammates.
Yeah, looking at this one on paper, like we said before, for India's perspective, for them to have any chance, that Saina does need to win this one, but she's now in a position where she's more than capable to do so. She never hasn't been so far in this match, and to go down 1-love again for China would not be the ideal start.
I mean, it's 21-15, 6-2. I mean, it just, we did say it to each other. We sat here though thinking, well, this is going to be over straight games pretty quickly.
Yeah, but that's Saina, isn't it? She fights, she will never go away. But it's certainly paid off for her. Since then, it's been one-way traffic. So the start of this third game is going to be crucial. Certainly for Xuerui to fight her way back into the rallies.
Well, so while you all watch sport, isn't it? You just never know what's on offer. Positive start for Xuerui.
The following match on court 2 will be the semi-final of the Zhao BWF Juniors Cup 2016 men's doubles. Let's welcome the technical officials. Now let's welcome the players.
李荣大、柳明清，韩国；
李永贵、李永胜、日本；
穆罕默德、阿山、彭德拉、塞皮亚万，印度尼西亚；
Mohamed Ashan, Hendra Serviala, Indonesia.
裁判员汉里克，丹麦；发球裁判伊洛普塞，瑞士。
Yeah, a little edge as you may understand.
Service judge,
You know, you talk about what China have done and the success they've had, and it's crept into every of the team events, of course, the Olympic Games and World Championships. Although, to be fair, women's singles is where the dominance has been loosened most. These performances from the likes of Ratchanok-Intanon and Carolina Marin and others.
Let's not forget Nozomi Okuhara as well, All England champion.
Absolutely, but since the turn of millennium, prior to this week, they'd won 5 of 8 Thomas Cups, 7 of 8 Yuba Cups, and 7 of 8 Sudamin Cups. Not a bad percentage. People coming in now. It's over half full now. Certainly is. Opening women's singles that is very much in the balance here. That's short. And Saina Nehwal did what you expected her to do there. Well, they're outnumbered, but they're trying to make some noise at least behind her. Just wide.
Yeah, it's much better than from the second game though from Xuerui. The entire third game so far, hasn't been much of it, but I've seen a lot more positivity from her.
Get ready to play.
Again, though, it's good battling from Saina.
There was one low down, wasn't there, to forehand. But by rights, it could have been a winner for Xuerui, but she got there.
Yeah, she's well aware of the fact that Xuerui is trying to attack her in her forehand corner on the front, especially from the back line. She plays there with a cross-court slice. Equal to the task, though.
From Saina Nehwal.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1, Korea, represented by
Let's remind you, Xuerui has beaten Saina Nehwal the last 7 times that they have met. There's been some tight ones in there, a few 3-gamers that have gone all the way. And this is another that looks like it's going to follow that pattern. 1-all, 6-all now.
后场还不够厚啊，后场不到厚啊。
Reached the first time, couldn't quite get it over second time, I'm asking. That's the quality of what's coming back at her, isn't it?
Yeah, Saina's starting to, well, not starting to, she's been well aware of what's been going on since the momentum shift in the second game, but she's starting to read Xuerui's shots now, and she's just that half a step earlier to pretty much everything, and that's allowing her to dictate the pace of the rally and just be in control.
Well, she's quieting the crowd down. Turning look from Saina Nehwal. He hasn't had the most star-studded of years, but 5 semi-finals. Few injury problems, Saina Nehwal.
Good pressure from Xuerui, taking the chance to put pressure on Saina's body, especially from this end of the court. It's a lot more difficult for Saina to relift that one over Xuerui's head, playing against the drift.
7-4.
Back level again.
I have to say, I'm a little bit surprised that Xuerui hasn't elected to play more at the net, especially from this side again. She had so much success with it in the first game. Yeah, comfortably in that one.
Yeah, inside the line, and well, she did at the interval in game 1 and in game 2. Chance to be there in game 3 as well for Saina Nehwal. Brilliant, brilliant. Well, Saina Nehwal here has the real opportunity now to get India off to a winning start in this Yuba Cup semi-final. Game down and looking as if it was going to be such an uphill task for her to get herself into this kind of position. Well, she's done it. And she leads at the interval by 11 points to 9.
现在打的就是一种状态，精神状态跟气势啊，不要那么着急，就是我果断打完就连贯就可以了啊，给他一定的压力，不要太去搏杀他，就整个人都没有问题，正常。他打得比较好，去坦然去接受这样的比分，正常的啊。每次跟他打也是打很激烈，就拼就行了，不放弃，没分啊。
那个打的关键的开的时候要有信心，不能太下去，就要敢出手啊。
Well, there was a real momentum shift, wasn't there, in the second game? And that momentum has stayed with Saina Nehwal so far. Oh, super. Gonna need a bit of that, isn't she? What is this Xuerui's move? And that's comfortably in as well. A couple of excellent points from the Chinese #1 player. Oh. Oh, good net shots from Nehwal. Hasn't got the points sewn up yet though. Quality of badminton's gone up a notch in this rally, hasn't it? Oh, and into the net. Look at them, they're both feeling that one. I think it's time for a towel down.
Brilliant from both players. Xuerui was in control for most of that point. Really making Saina cover a big court. And that was certainly how she's had her success so far in this match, but just came up with the error into the tape at the end.
That's it. Again, a long way in. Surprise on a serve, you know, it's not like you're struggling to get the shuttle back.
Yeah, of course, so important after these really long rallies that you keep your focus. Maybe a small lapse there from Xuerui, but it didn't last long.
Feeling a bit better now.
That's a net exchange of the highest quality.
Yeah, that's the first poor shot we've seen from Saina Nehwal for quite a time. Both players having to get some good depth on the clears, aren't they? Again, the badminton's really good. Really good. Kind of like the longer this match goes on, the better it gets.
That's fantastic quality from both sides of the net. Xuerui has stopped making those easy mistakes that were costing her before. Saina still making her work extremely hard to score every point.
Thank you, numbers.
Comfortably wide, and suddenly there's a little bit of daylight here for Xuerui. Oh, she thought long and hard about that one. I think she changed her mind a couple of times as well, but she chose. I think she chose well. She's going to challenge this Xuerui.
I don't think this was even close.
Neither do I, but after what happened last time, I was keeping quiet. It looked out, didn't it? Even for the replay as well. But
yeah, that was perhaps more of a tactical challenge from Xuerui than a genuine belief that that was called wrong. Just take some time for herself.
broken Saina Nehwal's resistance here. It would appear so, but you know, when you've got Saina Nehwal on the other side of the court, don't count your chickens just yet. Oh, it's only a score away from Nehwal. He smiles. China's first point in the semi-final gets closer. That long? No, that's good. Still work to be done here for the Xuerui. Few nervous shots from the Chinese player. Complacency. enjoying that smash of over 300 kilometers per hour. That brings up those match points for Xuerui. She was made to fight by a very credible performance from Saina Nehwal, but Xuerui gets the job done and makes it 8 straight wins against their Indian counterpart. And China are off to a winning start in the Yuba Cup semi-final. Their first step towards yet another final has been created.
21-15, 21-17.
Wasn't simple, was it? Wasn't straightforward, but Xuerui just managed to stretch away at the end. It was very, very tight at 13 points all in this final game, very much in the balance. But in the end, she was able to celebrate in that 3-game victory. 21-17 in the third. It's Xuerui who wins it. It's China 1, India 0. China 1, India 0, thanks to that, well, thrilling women's singles match. Over an hour on court to decide things, and well, it went the way of Xuerui in the end, but to Saina Nehwal certainly gave her plenty to think about. Because PV Sindhu is playing in the doubles, potentially the second one of the last match out, then she is out next, so no women's doubles. One first, Wang Shixian, PV Sindhu, and then we have Tian, Qing and Zhao Yunlei taking on Nelakurihi and Gutta. Wonder whether we'll get to see Urvika Shivani-Gadi again. If it was an upset yesterday, it would have been an even bigger one if she could beat Wang Yihan. But it's Sindhu and Wang who are waiting for next to come out on court, with China off to a winning start. Of course, there's action on the other court, Thomas Cup, and well, Korea, Son Han-Moy beating Jonathan Christie in the men's singles opening one, but Mohammed Hassan and Hendra Setiawan fighting back in the men's doubles. Took the first set. And be doubly determined today, weren't they, after losing in their match against Hong Kong. Bit of an upset yesterday. No Simon Sentosa today for Indonesia. I don't know if he had an injury or something, but interesting. Anyway, back to the Yuba Cup semi-final. And the officials are making their way out on court, and Wang Shixian getting a nice reception as she does so as well. She's a player that, well, emotionally has been through it over the years, hasn't she? There's a lot of pressure on her. I mean, there would have been even more pressure had Saina Nehwal, of course, come through that win. PV Sindhu facing a player, and it's a close call, this one. Tomi of Japan. Wang Shixian, who, well, is she going to be at the Olympics this time? And that's one of the questions that remains open. I think they've got till May the 20-something. It's pretty close to the decision having to be made. Of course, they can only choose 2 players. They've got 5 to choose from. And at the moment, she's the 3rd ranked player behind Xuerui and Wang Yihan. And she faces PV Sindhu today. I have to say, it was very impressive against Pusarla. Very easy win for her. Playing in the women's doubles, of course, this week as well. Still just 20. 2 times a World Championship bronze medalist. Ranked 10 in the world right now. Began the year pretty well. Form dipped, but she's looked good here. I mentioned that win against Pusarla, and you can see well, you would have seen. She also won easily against the world number 11. There you go, Kana Yamaguchi. And straight games wins against Germany and Australia as well. Won both the doubles matches as well, by the way. Wang Shixian, woman who's been world number 1, of course, won the Asian Games, 3 Super Series Premier titles, 7 Super Series titles. But she hasn't won a title in 19 months. You have to go back to the French Open of 2014. Player who was left out of the Olympics in 2012. She was struggling that year. Li Yongbo said she was left out because compared to her compatriots, she had a relatively poor results against foreign shuttlers. You can see, though, she won against Carolina Marin. That was a big win for her, significant win. Now, can she do it against PV Sindhu? Because if she can, and of course, that we would assume she's probably heading for a final tomorrow as well, that will be some statements made for her in terms of those Olympic Games qualification. Now, head-to-head, it's very even. 5-4 in favour of Wang, but ever since PV Sindhu beat her in the World Championships in 2014, Wang has gone on one the next 3. As you can see, most recently at the German Open, 21-16, 21-18, although I think PV Sindhu's playing a little bit better now than she was back then. Lost in the final of that German Open to Xuerui. And of course, she just saw Wang Yihan go above her in the Olympic qualification process with Wang winning the Asian Badminton Championship just a week or so ago. So obviously it's a big match in terms of the Uber Cup itself, but there's peripheral things going on as well, Ollie.
Absolutely. We saw Wang Shixian beating Marin a couple of days ago, and to be fair, seeing the way the Chinese celebrated that, it was like they'd almost won the Uber Cup already, so it means a lot for them, who've had a lot of trouble, I think, with Marin over the past 12, 24 months. So that certainly won't hurt her Olympic chances anything at all, and should give them a good boost ahead of that selection.
The men have to watch on now. They're just spectators. It's down to the top lady shuttlers from China to bring the glory in Cup-CHN this week. They're off to a winning start thanks to Xuerui.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, India, represented by PV Sindhu. On my left, China, represented by Wang Shixian. China to start. Hello.
So the second of the women's singles in this Uber Cup semi-final, and that's just locked from Wang. Positive play from BB Sindhu. She's had a moment, Wang, in the Yuba Cup 2010. She lost critical match in the final to Xuerui, and then 2 years later in the final she saved 4 match points against the same player, going out as the #1 singles player. This was the hero that time, turned it around. Kind of mirrors her career, really. She's had such highs and obviously some really big disappointments as well. The year before the Olympics, she was #1 in the world for 29 weeks. And she didn't go to London. And obviously the last 4 years, I'm sure it's something she's been wanting to put right. And now she's still got it all in the balance, not knowing.
Yeah, it just shows the caliber of her teammates, doesn't it? If she can be world #1 for that amount of time and still be looked past for the Olympic selection.
We saw Chen Long looking on before. I think they're an item. And poor miss from Sindhu's point of view. There he is. I like that one. Of course, he would have been disappointed with the way things went yesterday, but from a personal and a team point of view. But can't win them all. You'd like to win them all, but you can't. Although, as I said, statistically, they win nearly all of them, especially when it comes to the Yuba Cup, China. Another miss from Sindhu that will just eat away at her a little.
Brilliant from Wang Xuerui. A little bit of deception there, and then has a touch to back it up.
Yeah, Sindhu is one of those players, can be a bit of an enigma. In fact, kind of feel like this is the sort of game where you could see her causing an upset, although obviously so far she's only won 3 of the first 10 points.
And to be fair, for India to have any chance at all in the remainder of this tie, she has to win this one.
Well, they've split Gutta and Ponapat because they're going on the assumption that they can win the first 2 singles. Now they've lost the first, and that's a nice one from Sindhu this time. A lot of approval from Madhumita Bisht. But yeah,
I think they've done that to try and, well, firstly give themselves the biggest chance in the second ladies doubles, but also in the first. Looks more like it in PV Sindhu. Not taking anything away from the Indian singles players, but it does certainly place a lot of, well, not a lot of pressure, but a lot of emphasis on their matches when you're lacking, I guess, a second genuine ladies doubles pair.
yeah. Well, Saina Nehwal and PV Sindhu paired together, didn't they? And then they got to the semi-finals in India 2 years ago. Xuerui. Post-match chat. Yeah, I like game 1 and 3, he said, but I'm not sure about game 2. That's right in the corner from Wang. Look at that. Right, caught the line. Well, that's impressive from Xuxian here. Watching all that pressure she's under, you wouldn't know it watching her play. Very experienced player, of course. She's only 26, but when she burst on the scene, now been around for a good half a dozen years. You have to be a level player to be playing your 3rd Yuba Cup, don't you, really, for China? You know, the competition that's there. The young bow not focusing on the fact that she's 11-6 up. He's still in the tete-a-tete about what happened just now in the Saina Nehwal match. PV Sindhu work to do. Wang Xuxian, great start, 11-6. So, PV Sindhu needing to fight here. Try and pull this deficit back in this opening game. That's well played. Got a push to the back of the court.
And some great racket work to push that right in the corner. On this shot here, doesn't go full power, opts instead to hit a steeper angle. taking full advantage of her height as well.
Good quality from PB Sindhu. That's what she needs here. Just to upset Wang's rhythm here a little. Not even with her long legs could she quite reach there.
Happy with herself either for giving up a point in a bit of an easy
2号
manner.
场地，接下来将要进行汤姆斯杯半决赛，韩国队对阵印度尼西亚队的第3场男子单打。首先有请技术官员入场。
The following match compared to will be the semi-final of Thai BWF Juniors Cup 2016 men's singles, as well from the technical officials.
That's a great shot, isn't it?
有请运动员入场。
Now let's welcome the players.
吕东根，韩国；
Lee Dong-Kim, Korea.
安东尼·金丁，印度尼西亚；
Anthony Ginting, Indonesia.
裁判员克劳斯·施利本，奥地利；发球裁判员巴瓦纳·秦广，斯里兰卡。
Umpire Klaus Schlieben, Australia. Service judge Yohanna Bisliva, Sri Lanka.
Pity from Cindy's point of view, she kind of played her way a little bit back into this opening game, and then just a couple of errors, but not easy. From 8-3 down to fight your way back in it. Done well there again.
Class from Wang Xuerui. Clear from PB Sindhu. This one's not bad at all, but the racket work and technique from Wang to be able to play that cross court. Really quite something.
Oh, pity. Because it was a very good rally, wasn't it? Time for it to end in that kind of manner. 29 shots ended like that. Yeah, cups there in the background there, just to tease you. It was named after Betty Yuba, badminton player from Great Britain back in the 1920s.
Ladies and gentlemen, right, Indonesia, represented by Anthony Ginting.
别的好了。
Just long from Sindhu, and she's going to have to take a leaf out of Saina Nehwal's book here, isn't she? Because she comfortably lost that first game, but really came back well in the second.
Yeah, I wouldn't say she's played badly. PV Sindhu, she's come out, she's tried to put pressure on Wang Shixian. It just hasn't quite come off for her so far. And it's hard because she needs to play like that in order to be able to win this match and get India back on level terms. But especially at this level, you can't afford to be missing by much, and it's just been small margins that she's been making her mistakes by.
She's, as I say, had a little slow part of the year. Lost to Shivani Gari, who's in the next singles in the South Asian game. She's mistakenly left that one, so that's game points for Wang. Lost to Jindapol at the Syed Modi International. That was on home soil. Lost in the first round of the All England. Has made a few quarterfinals, including China Masters not long ago. 7 game points in all here for Wang. And she only needs one of them. Well, she was always playing catch up there, PV Sindhu, and basically she couldn't catch up. As Ollie was saying, she's not really played badly, but been a very good performance, I have to say, from Wang Shixian. 21-13 the score in that first game.
自己不要去乱想去攻他，就是后场停顿的高球啊。
感觉有点底线了，还是要稍微结合两个后场，然后你只要稍微起来一点正手，他就会停；直接放下来就他全部就。
做的好就是还是一个防守很自信，这点好。我先防，他压你挡弹，把他一挂掉，他的速度就没有了啊。心态好啊，不要。
More to talk about, obviously, for Puleda and Madhumita. Oh, it's 1-1 between Indonesia and Korea. Thomas got now. Anything to point out there? You see the green ones are the cross-court winners, down the line winners with the red. It's pretty even, isn't it?
Yeah, she's kept it pretty pretty even on both sides, but what was noticeable is none of those lines were that far back. There's a lot of variety in the lift from PV Sindhu, and most of them were quite short. And that certainly doesn't help when you're trying to beat someone who, on paper, would be a favourite.
On the scoreline reflecting that. I think PV Sindhu is deciding at the last minute here she needs a different racket. Happy with that one. Wanted a little knockabout first, just check it's all right. Never seen anyone say, no, I don't fancy this one. It's like, have you ever seen the ladies golf and they have the caddy lining them up? Never ever see the caddy go, no, you're not looking good over that one either.
Second game. Double. Great.
So it's a stark position, really. India backs against the wall here. They needed Saina, Nehwal and PV Sindhu to come out firing. That's lovely from PV right at the start here. Pusarla, then Gutta. Although, see your names written down different on the draw sheets and stuff. We got V Sindhu Pusarla. I've seen Sindhu Venkata Sindhu. Of course, she's known as PV Sindhu, so we'll stick with that. And she started the second game just as she would have wanted.
It's a good start from her. Good sustained pressure. She's going to have to continue to do it for the entire game, I think, to be able to take at least one game off Wang Xuerui and force it into a decider. We saw it more so in points than patches in the first game. But she's going to have to be able to keep it consistently all the way through the second one. Brilliant net from both players, actually, but PV Sindhu went one better at the end. Forcing that short lift. It's exactly the start she'd be looking for.
Wow, firing, there's a lot of power in that one, wasn't it? Confident start from PV Sindhu, because she lost that opening game quite heavily in the end. Didn't need that. Service full call, so Xuerui doubles her points in this game. And then returns the gift.
7-2.
Better from Wang, Shixian. Increasing the speed in her movement a little bit. Able to get behind that shuttle, and that gives her a lot more options. She's let PV Sindhu dictate a little bit too much in the opening period here of the second game.
Okay. Wasn't expecting a challenge necessarily there, but was well within her rights to challenge PV Sindhu. Let's have a look at this one. So it's been left by Lee. It was quite close. But it was out.
India, one challenge remaining. Break.
Short again from Wang Shixian.
Oh, look at where she's hitting that from.
Yeah, you just start to wonder if she's a little bit scared of lifting it long with a slight drift behind her, but it's really not too bad.
Same story.
Yeah, a little bit longer again, but still fantastic shot from PV Sindhu.
It has been very impressive from PV Sindhu. There you go. No doubt what's happened there. Can she find another one? No, you've got to put that one away first. Brilliant. And there's no doubt about it, it's been a wonderful level of badminton from Sindhu at the start of this second game. And she is managing to do what Saina Nehwal did in the match before, and that is give her opponent something really big to think about. 11-4, Sindhu leads in this second.
慢慢来，把整个节奏转入滑轮还是。
Now it's a question of maintaining this level for PV Sindhu. Easier said than done, of course.
Another service fault for PV Sindhu. Same reason, I think. The racket has to be pointing in a downwards direction at the moment of contact.
Ivanka Pulper-Nia of Croatia is our service judge there. Finding her mark, isn't she? She really is. Got her angle sorted. Feeling comfortable on court. Timing it well. Again, I suppose like the Xuerui, and she's got a point here, it's the manner of this second game that takes you by surprise. And
yeah, I think that shot there is much better from Xuerui, just electing to play the net rather than that's better length.
Great defense.
When she plays that flat, I guess PV Sindhu is as tall as she is, and gives her the opportunity to intercept. And suddenly Wang Shixian loses the ascendancy that she has in the rally.
Well, the interesting thing here, I mean, I suppose we can't say it with certainty, but it looks very likely it's going to be one game. Or can she take this into the third game? Because that's what Saina wasn't able to do.
Yeah, I think from Wang Shixian's perspective, it's going to change things a little bit now that she will go to the other side of the court and therefore play against the drift. Well, obviously, she was a lot more comfortable in the opening game, so that will help her find the back line a little better, especially from the net. It's a better option. Obviously, she makes a mistake there, but if you can't find the back line, if you're struggling, and PV Sindhu has been sublime from the back of the court with her attack, so precise, and she hasn't made barely any errors at all, then why not take one step forward and try to play the net yourself? So then the shuttle's coming up to you and it's a little bit easier. You could be the one hitting down and attacking than letting PV Sindhu dictate. That's a good shot.
Well, it's been challenged by Sindhu.
Just long, I think. she's got the challenge right.
Yeah. It's out.
Correction, out. 18-8. Break.
Well, it's looking like a repeat of the Nehwal match with China taking that first game. And the fight back from the Indian.
9-18.
Got away with that one. Wang. It was a good shot. Fast enough to put pressure on Sindhu, but for me the choice there is better just to play the net, play it tight, earlier in a good position. You play that shot flat, you get it slightly wrong, and you've got a whole lot of open court to cover.
Well, gives Sindhu something to think about, I suppose. It's still a good lead. Should have taken that at the start of it. So 18-8 has become 18-12.
Points here, and Wang is in striking distance. Clever play from Wang on that occasion. Just pushed this shot here, just pushed it into the court, tempting Sindhu into a flat response, but Wang was ready and waiting to come with the counter-attack.
Oh, we're in an intriguing situation now, aren't we? Because suddenly Sindhu, from a seemingly invincible position in this second game, is now, well, not in an invincible situation. One where she's a little more vulnerable. She wins the next 2 points, it will get interesting. She's just won those 2 points. A little concern from her, I think, as well there.
Probably didn't want to get the racket in the way of that. People knew that. Certainly threatening to go long, but Wang has certainly suddenly found her feeling to play the shuttle to the back of the court now. She's able to control it much better than she was previously in this game.
Well, the 10-point lead's down to 3. Make that 2, and PV Sindhu now needs to start trying to do something a little different here. She's still in the ascendancy in this second game. But the crowd sensing, and Shixian sensing, she's now 5 points away from victory. Close. She had a good view of it, but I don't know if this is out of hope or belief. It's on the line, isn't it?
It is.
It's in. So the run ends there. 8 straight points. Ended in the nick of time as far as India and Sindhu were concerned. Well, she doesn't tend to do things the easy way, Wang Shixian. But I don't think 18-8 down in this game was in the equation. Well, she's working her well, but big point, isn't it? And it's netted by Wang, and it's game point Sindhu. Left by Sindhu. But if it does go to thin, I wonder what that run of points will do in terms of the mentality of both these players heading into a potential third game, should we need it. 2 game points still here for Sindhu. Have been saved. She still has one here, Sindhu, but a game that she looked to have had in the bag has suddenly become hard work. And the crowd love a comeback. It's out. It's saved by Wang Shixian and Qianlong and everyone else in this Cup-CHN Sports Arena. We're absolutely delighted because at 18-8 down, it looked inevitable we were heading for a third game. How close is that?
Yeah, again, I think a couple of poor decisions from Sindhu. He played so well for so much of the second game, and then not a good time to make two mistakes on the return of serve. He's going for a little bit much. You can't fault him for going for it, but perhaps not trying to win it straight away with one shot.
Can she pick herself up here, though? I mean, it's still there for her, but pressure is now on. Good badminton, little short, and it's netted by Wang. She's got herself a fourth game point. Didn't quite get the depth there, did she? Needed. Emphatic response, wasn't it?
Good anticipation from Wang. Just took a bit of a chance on the short serve from Sindhu.
How on earth? Chance taken. It's match point. Well, Sindhu's down. She's not yet out, but she could be very soon. Cracking point, wasn't it?
It was brilliant from both players. There's no doubt that Wang Shixian has certainly raised her level from being 18-8 behind. Sindhu's done everything she can to answer to it.
Well, she had 4 game points. She said here she had that lead, that huge lead as well. She's feeling the pace as well by the looks of it. She's trying to slow things down. Now she faces a match point against Wang Shixian, has a chance to take China here into what would surely be an unassailable 2-0 lead. How does she get that back? It's out! Wang Shixian's done it! It's a memorable second game comeback. When we looked destined for a third, she did it in 2. She is absolutely delighted with that. He's pretty pleased as well. Congratulations for the boyfriend. But she did China proud there, didn't she? Didn't give up on that position. Didn't give up on that 18-8 deficit. Saved 4 game points. And then she took it in that final point there, where again, kind of typical of the game. She could have easily have lost that point. She made one brilliant defensive return.
Yeah, this one here.
Yeah. And happy to watch it sail out. And no, she'd done it. Great celebrations from her as well. Wang Shixian in straight games. Comfortable in the first, 21-13. And brilliant fighting spirit in the second to take it 23-21 and make it China 2, India 0. Yeah, lovely smile at the end of it all from Wang Shixian. Hard on PV Sindhu there, a few regrets no doubt, but well, it took 3 for Xuerui, just the 2 for Wang Shixian, and that will help China's cause, her cause as well, for placing those Olympic Games in Rio as well in August. 21-30, 23-21, and well, surely Tian, Qing and Zhao Yunlei will get the job done here, because it's a scratch pairing they've got to face now. They've broken up the partnership of Jwala, Gutta and Ashwini Ponnappa of India, hoping and I suppose maybe expecting Saina, Nehwal or PV Sindhu, or maybe both of them, to win their singles match. It hasn't turned that way for India, unfortunately for them. And so Jwala Gutta is alongside Sikki, Reddy, Nelakurihi here for this women's doubles match against the Olympic and World Champions. Will we see Wang Yihan and Rufika Shivani Gadi? You don't expect it. I have to say though, we see, even though things may be over soon, some great badminton from those women's singles matches, wasn't there?
Absolutely, it was good to see both the level of both matches increasing as the game went on, and especially I think in the second game with PV Sindhu getting out to such a great lead at 18-8 in the second. And then Wang Shixian able to lift and show the class that she's had, and her experience has been around for being around so long on the circuit, and the results that she's had too. But PV Sindhu was equal to it, but in the end she's beaten, I think, by a better player, and there's no harm in that.
So it's the first of the women's doubles, and well, the expectation doesn't always mean it's the case. You never know in sport, but the expectation of this is where India's run ends, and these formidable ladies, these women's doubles partnership for China. Great experience, you have to say, for Sikki, Reddy, Nelakurihi, playing alongside Jwala, Gutta, playing on such a stage. Her first Yuba Cup, here she is in a semi-final in China in front of a big crowd. How will she deal with that? But surely nothing to lose. That's, I'm sure, what Jwala Gutta is saying. Let's go out and enjoy this. Let's show them what we've got. It's maybe ruffled a few feathers.
What's the choice, white or blue?
White.
Blue?
Reddy Ruffianta of Indonesia here.
It's blue?
Oh, also.
Service? You? The water? Tian Xing. You see? This side? Here?
Well, Jwala Gutta played very well yesterday alongside Xuerui for their victory in the women's doubles in their quarter-final against Thailand. But decided not to put them together today. Now, at the situation we are right now, they probably want them out there together. It's easy to look at things in hindsight, I suppose. But the expectation, I say, of those singles win. 22 years of age, Sikki, Reddy, Nelakurihi. You can see no ranking there, a scratch pairing. They have played once already this week. As you can see, she's 41 in the world with Radnya Gadre. They've only been played together since last July. They played against the world ranked #1 pair, so they've had it tough. They played the Olympic and world champions in one match. They played the world #1s in another. They lost 21-11, 21-8 in 30 minutes to Matsutomo and Takahashi. As you can see, currently at 14 in the world with Xuerui Ponapa. Jwala Gutta 10 years elder than Sikki Reddy. And this is what they face. Tian, Qing, Zhao, Yunlei, champions in London 2012, champions in Jakarta in 2014. No longer #1 in the world, but they've kind of been playing around with the pairs in China, only properly reunited as a pair since October after a bit of mixing and matching. They haven't had it all their own way. They did win in Hong Kong at the end of last year and the Thailand Masters at the start of this, but elsewhere, some knockouts. Tian Qing, 28, Zhao Yunlei, of course, 29. Zhao, the double golden girl, of course, alongside Zhang Nan in the mixed doubles. Many times. 2014 they won the World Championships as well, so they've won it in the last couple of years. It's a formidable force this Indian scratch pairing are facing. It would be one of the all-time upsets if they were able to prolong this semi-final here. Is there any way for them?
I can't see one at the moment.
Fair enough.
We'll have to see how this pans out. Hopefully for their sake they can prove me wrong. And I think especially at a scratch pairing as well, and with the role that Ponapa plays and the success of Gutta and Ponapa together, to me it's hard to see how they're going to cause any damage to the Chinese ladies' defense as well, especially. They're so solid, these two.
Well, Tian Qing and Zhao Yunlei have the chance to take China into the final of the Yuba Cup 2016 here.
Ladies and gentlemen, sportsman right. China, represented by Tian Xing and Zhao Yunlei. And on one lap, India, represented by Jwala, Gutta and Sikki Reddy. India, serve Jwala Gutta to Tian Xing. Lomo, play.
Well, China's men upset yesterday evening in Kunshan, but China's women have a chance to take another step to Yuba Cup glory right here. Well, there's an early error from Zhao Yunlei. There's the friendly return.
to say, it's not that common that you're going to see two left-handers together in a doubles combination, but it's even less common that you'll see two left-handers both with forehand serves. Pretty much every double player on the world circuit today preferring to serve backhand.
Why is that?
It's easier to control. In general, your contact point of the shuttle is closer to the net. Therefore, the shuttle has to travel a shorter distance, so it gives your opponent less time. It's one of a few reasons. You can arguably play a more varied flick serve with a forehand serve, but especially in the doubles today, with it becoming more and more aggressive in the ladies as well. Ideally, with a good short serve, you're much more secure in the first 3 shots.
Young lady there at the front, Nelakurihi. I mean, what's she got to do here? How does she play to Jwala with his strengths?
It's not easy for her. She's going to come in, against a pretty formidable pair, as you've been saying, but she needs to get Gutta in the front of the court and try and force these Chinese girls to play to her. Which, again, it's not going to be easy. These two have great skills on defense. They're happy to lift all day and be very, very patient until they give the attack back to them.
And the first 7 points have gone how we pretty much thought they would go.
Pretty much. I think the success of Gutta and Panapa.
What's going on here?
Didn't quite catch that.
Yeah, after that point, Jwala Gutta stopped immediately. So they're complaining about the lighting here.
Yeah, actually I saw it before. There was a silhouette
onto the court. This is the eye. Yes. 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 Thank you.
So they're going to carry on, sort it out. But so you saw, I never saw it. So there was just
there was almost like a watermark, for lack of better words, then projected onto the court.
Right.
I'm sure it was some kind of advertising, or I genuinely don't know.
Over 2-6.
Anyway, it's been fixed now. Certainly going to be important for the Indian pair to stay away from too many flat rallies with his Chinese. Just need to slow the game down.
And they kind of knew they were the sacrificial lambs. You know what I mean? Going into the match. You know, nothing wrong with the Jwala Gutta or security play, obviously. But the strong pairing, if you like, the one where they thought maybe we can get something, is the Sindhu Panapa combination.
Yeah, it's just such as the strength of the Chinese team that the Indians are forced to take a little bit of a gamble, and it certainly doesn't come off as much as you would like.
Because against Japan they lost both.
Exactly.
The doubles matches as well doing this.
But again, that's a great shot from Gutta, but Japan possessed two very, very strong ladies doubles pairs, and like I said before, it's a gamble that they had to take on the singles. And then they've got the second ladies doubles as a bit of a backstop. A chance, I wouldn't say a good one, but just again, such is the strength of this Chinese Uber Cup team that they really had no other option but to try and take a gamble, and a gamble is exactly that. It doesn't really come off.
Yeah, three singles players are the top 6 in the world, and bear in mind they got a world doubles pair that I think is like 5 in the world, and they're not even playing there together. World junior champions and all sorts. Anyway, 11-3 to Tian, Qing and Zhao Yunlei lead.
大胖子他脚上很慢，离高球吊球、高球吊球结合起来打得很好，根本就不用着急的，有机会我再去。
有机会攻那个另外一个。
Young Xuerui, who we won't get to see today, she's a bit of a talent as well. I don't know how much you've seen of
不要
her.
太硬，胖子在后面的时候，你球太硬了，借力他打。
后面注意他有可能发后场，还是不要搏，先把球正常先去分，不要让球打变数，好吧？
I mean, no need to play Young this week. Tells the story, doesn't it, really? Well, tough for them. They're 11-3 now. Only had, 6 minutes of this Uber Cup women's doubles match.
Play.
I mean, they didn't play much together at all last year, these two, and they still won the world title.
Yeah, I guess when you have a bit of a history playing together, it does make it a bit easier to come back and almost fall back into old habits. But still, impressive.
And it can be quite nice in a way that you can be refreshed, can't you, as well? You know, there's no chance of getting stale if you're split up like that for a while. Knowing that you are going to come back together, which I assume the conversation was had.
Yeah, I mean, playing with everybody or somebody else is always going to be a unique experience, and perhaps you learn something from playing in a different partnership that you can bring back to improve the old one.
I mean, there is a lot of talent. I mentioned Chen and other young talented players. Of course, Jia Yifen, who she plays with in the women's doubles. Of course, Yu Young's still around and still playing very well. Now partnered with Tang Yuan-Teng. I tell you, Anthony Ginting of Indonesia has beaten Lindong Kim of Korea, so Indonesia in front in the Thomas Cup semi-final. Winner meets Denmark and Malaysia in that. Of course, the winner of this meets Japan and Korea. One would assume China from here. And it'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Because they'll play tonight. There'll be a lot of badminton, you would think, played between Japan and Korea. And of course, the Uber Cup final starts tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty quick turnaround time. I think maybe we're seeing a little bit of that from Korea at the moment, down 2-1 against Indonesia on the other court in the Thomas Cup, having finished late last night. But even at the Asian Championships a couple of weeks ago, of course, there was that marathon ladies doubles involving the second Japanese ladies pair. 2 hours and 40 minutes. That was against Greater Pali and Maheswari of Indonesia, of course, but it's a very, very long time on court, and with the evening sessions not finishing before midnight, 1 o'clock, it's suddenly 12 hours later you need to back up and be on court again. That's not an easy schedule.
Yeah, bear in mind, by the time you get back to the hotel, get into bed, calm down from, you know, what could be a huge night. Like, it's hard for the Koreans or any player to get to sleep after all that, isn't it? You must have had occasions where you've had matches where you're completely buzzing afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just difficult. As soon as the winning point is finished tonight, they're going to have to turn their attention straight to tomorrow's final. Barely enough time to debrief what would happen later on. You've got to get back, like you say, find some food, take care of your recovery, and then get to sleep.
And then make sure you're up at the appropriate time for a 1 o'clock start. Well, I think it's fair to say it was great atmosphere in here for the fight back from Wang Shixian, quite rightly so, from 18-8 down to win it 23-21. Service fault called there.
590.
It's just been zapped a little now. It's a feeling of when, not if here. Here's game points, 15 of them.
Meanwhile,
the young boat with the debrief from Wang Shixian must be impressed by that fighting quality. Not the first time he's seen it, of course.
Over 620.
Beautifully done by Zhao Yunlei, and there you go. 21 points to 6, and that finishing line is getting ever closer for China. The Yuba Cup final is merely a step away now.
Enjoy our game only, lah.
Emphatic scoreline.
Just enjoy only.
Only 11 minutes.
Remember,
as well.
we just don't give them easy point only.
Yeah.
You cannot then with the toss. Huh? Overhead there, remember, Zhao always focus on the overhead there when she's in front. Okay? Enjoy it, come.
Sometimes half smash, sometimes toss, in between toss. Don't go toss, go toss. So she's not getting time to come back also.
He said enjoy, but it's hard to enjoy it. I mean, yeah, go on, this is a semi-final Yuba Cup. You've got big crowd, go out, enjoy it. It's hard though when you're playing a pair as strong at the other end.
Yeah, I think he's exactly right. There's nothing more that Gutta and Nelakurihi can do here. It's you know, again, you're playing against the current Olympic champions. It's especially for someone like Reddy or Young. This is your first Yuba Cup semi-final. You know, it's exciting to be out on court in an atmosphere like this. Yeah, it's a bit of a test, to put it politely, but it's a good chance. You know, she can see areas of her game that she has maybe at this level. She'll find out areas for sure that she doesn't, but of course it's important to find out what you can have that's at world-class level. And if you don't have anything, well, you need to make something this level to be able to compete against the Chinese. If you have everything that's okay, there's no way to hurt them, there's no way to be dangerous.
Second game, love all. Play.
So China 2, India 0, and a game up in the doubles for the host nation. There looks to be no repeat of the hiccups from the men's Thomas Cup quarter-final yesterday.
One, love.
Mistake from Zhao.
Service over, 1-all.
She's the double-double girl, or even the double-double girl, because she won double gold at the Olympics, double gold at the 2014 World Championships, and again in Jakarta at the 2015 World Championships. What do you do with all that, all those trophies? You need a big room, don't you?
Yep.
2-1.
She won more prize money in 2014 than any other badminton player. It's male or female.
Believe that. She's not showing any signs of slowing down either.
She's 29 now. Just long.
4-1. So it's over. 2-4.
Nicely down the line of the body from Tian. Ah, it's good from Gutta. Nice winner.
3-5.
Better rally, well put away at the end of it by Zhao Yunlei as well.
8-3.
Finds its mark.
9-3.
Great angle on that.
Wow! 10-3.
So there we go, 10 more points for a final place once again for China in the Yuba Cup. 7-3 at the interval, the game to the good.
All round. Just play on here, enjoy, no choice really. Play whatever you can, okay?
Just give your best.
Give your best, yeah.
That's all.
Again, really not much more you can say.
20 seconds.
From an Indian coaching point of view.
11-3, play.
Well, you have to go back to 1981 for the last time China didn't play in the Yuba Cup final.
Nice shot from Reddy. statistic. That's in no danger of changing this afternoon.
They won 13 of the last 15 Uber Cups. And they are going to be the favourites tomorrow, whether it's against Japan or Korea. Korea did beat them in 2010.
Nice shot from Gutta there, mixing it up with an attacking clear, but again, the control from Zhao Yunlei is impeccable. Defense there from Reddy in that rally. Able to redirect the shuttle from Zhao Yunlei into the open space, but still it's just not enough to put any pressure on this Chinese pair.
16-5.
Japan or Korea, who do you think they'll... if you obviously, I know it's a close call, but who would you have a pop for in terms of having to take on China tomorrow afternoon?
If I had to?
Yeah, if you had to. I mean, it's putting you on the line, I know. It's a tough one, but...
It is. I think for sure it's going to be a marathon tonight. I'm going to go with Japan, just with the recent rise of their ladies singles and their ladies doubles have been so solid. So secure for so long, especially in here. It's a little bit slower. I think that'll help their counter-attacking style, especially in the ladies' doubles.
And the men's is really wide open, isn't it? Thomas Cup.
It is.
So 3 points away now. China here. And bear this in mind for whoever they do play tomorrow in the final. So far, they've yet to lose a match throughout this Uber Cup. They are undefeated throughout. 5-0 in the group stages and heading for a repeat scoreline of their quarter-final win yesterday of 3-0. So, match and tie points. Yeah, it was always tough for Gutta and Nelakurihi here, and it has been tough. And there's the winning shot that means China are in the Uber Cup final once again, looking for a record-breaking 14th title, which would make them the most successful team in badminton, men or women. Because at the moment, of course, they're level with Indonesia, who have 13 Thomas Cup titles. They had their heart-flurrying moments, but not in this women's doubles match. It's over in a flash, 25 minutes. Two games that are very consistent in their scoreline, 21-6, 21-6. And of course, that result means it's over. It's China 3, India 0. China in the Uber Cup final. I suppose in some respect, kind of an anticlimactic end to proceedings, because we enjoyed the women's singles. That was close, wasn't it? Saina Nehwal pushing Xuerui to 3 games. Then that great comeback in the second game from 18-8 down from Wang Shixian to take it in 2 against PV Sindhu. But the women's doubles was kind of what we expected.
Yeah, it was a formality. I mean, we said that, you know, Gutta didn't really have a chance to hurt the Chinese, so they really didn't, unfortunately.
So there they are, they're in the final again. Who will it be they face? Will it be Japan again, or will it be Korea in tomorrow's final? Well, that we'll find out from the action tonight here in the Cup-CHN Sports Arena. But it's congratulations, of course, to the Chinese ladies. The favourites are through to the Uber Cup final once again. From us all here, for the time being, it's goodbye.